cellular service. So I'd like to thank you all for choosing to fly Delta. Welcome on board.
Welcome. We're cold and dark in Boston. We just parked the car, and we're gonna go ahead and check our flight plan. We're going KBOS to Raleigh, Durham International. That's Raleigh. That's in Raleigh, North Carolina. Let's check our load sheet out here. We will have 12 adults in the forward. Let's see how total 22, 29. So 29 adults on this flight and 5 children. We're going to load the plane. If you notice when I load, you're going to see a little bit of a shaking, or like the shocks just got a little bit of a test. There we go. So I know we've got what we need. We can stay there and wait and balance for now. For ground services, we're going to take off the engine covers. I'm going. A GPU is on. Passengers are actually going to be coming out from the gate on this one here from the elevator because the ERJ145 is really not as good with the just not as good with jetway, although I could use it, but it kind of presses in. So we'll go ahead and drop that jetway, and we'll leave that out while we're here at the gate. Okay. It's kind of loud. The GPU is kind of loud, the ground power. All right. Let's go up top. We're gonna, for batteries on.
All units okay.
Bring that up. GPU is available, so we're going to hit that, and it's on. Avionics are on. We're going to do a test on our fire test. Should go crazy. Yeah, it will. Okay. Inspection light's on, nav light is on, red beacon. I'm leaving. I'm not going to have a strobe on yet. And I'm going to dismiss this. We're going to go ahead and set this up. Gas. This is on the X bleeds to the right, and that is in the on position. Okay. Kill that. We're not going to turn on the APU quite yet, but I'm going to go ahead and turn the fuel tanks on. Beautiful, beautiful dash there. Well, it's not a dash, but you know what I mean. Let's get that out. Let's pull this one over here. And how about you? I'll bring you out. Positions. We're going to load our position here. Most accurate GPS 1. Flight plan. We're going to load our flight plan. There's a couple of ways we could load it, but if we hit here, we're going to find our flight plan. So we're looking for KBOS. Hey, wait, is there KBOS, RDU? We'll load that. Activate. There we go. And for departure, we're going to, let me pull up, I don't have my flight plan out yet. Okay. Okay, I think we're going out on 3-3 left. Let's test that though, just to be sure. And let's get our ATIS.
G runways 33 left, 4 right. Departing runways 33 left, 4 right, 4 left.
Okay,
Wind
it's going to be 3-3 left.
8 gusting 19er. Visibility 10. View at 11, 1000. View at 12, 2000. Temperature 32, dew point 12. Altimeter 2977. Density altitude 2200 feet. TCAS testing in effect. Maintain awareness in approach area. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short.
Delta 817, good afternoon. We are ready to get our IFR clearance to Raleigh. We have Lima. Sorry, I'm talking a little loud there.
Delta 817, cleared to Raleigh via the SOC 7 departure, then is filed, climb and maintain 5000, expect flight level 34010 minutes after departure, departure on 118.25, squawk 4743.
Delta 817, cleared to Raleigh via the SOC 7 departure, then it's filed, climb and maintain 5000, expect flight level 34010 minutes after departure, departure on 118.25, squawk 4743.
Delta 817, read back correct.
Our squawk code, we got to enter it here, 47.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Delta Airlines Flight 817, departing from Boston Logan International Airport and heading to Raleigh-Durham International Airport.
43.
We kindly ask you to take your seats according to your boarding passes and stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any assistance, please do not hesitate to reach out to any member of our crew. Thank you for choosing Delta Airlines, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
There, we're going out on SOCs. And for our arrival, we should be coming in on 05 left. Looks like it's already in there for now. It does look like it's already in there. Let me see. I don't see it in there. I don't see it there. Because I'm going to hit arrival, and we're going out on 05 left. We're going to come in ILS, toggle ZJ, and I'm not sure if it's chart. Hold on a second. Let me get that. Autos. We're going to autos. Autos here. Now toggle ZJ. Activate that. Then let's go back over here to the flight plan again and just double check our make sure there's no discontinuities. Toggle. There we go. Okay. Right here. autos. We'll bring autos up here. And we are on the ground there. Okay. Right, so now let's go to our performance and E145 full performance. That's our climb, cruise, and descent. All looks good. Step increments 2,000. Okay. And our initial cruise altitude is 340. Fuel is current. We're going to hit that. Let's look at these numbers. All good. For takeoff here, we are, let's see. We're good. Runway, by the way, is dry, a very dry condition. We're all good there. And we're going out on flaps 9. We could do 9 or 22. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and go to takeoff performance. Flaps. Excuse me. First of all, 3 left. We'll do flaps 9. We got plenty of distance, and then our. Hold on, let me get that. All right, here we go. Where our let's say winds are from 145 at 8. 145. Temp is 3-1, and QNH is 2977. Weight is set. All right, there we go. So we're going out. I'll leave this on 240 right here because we're we don't have an auto throttle, and we I do use our flight level change. V1's 125, V rotates 125, and V2 is 135. We're gonna push those settings over to the right here. You see? Okay, now I'm not done with that, by the way. There, that looks good. Okay, is there something missing from this? Hold on, make sure. 125. That's all. That all looks good. Yeah, all that looks good. Okay. All right. So we're not done. We're going to go over here to storing these settings, and let me bring it up here. You'll look here. There's our engine, our information's not in there. I'm going to hit the button here. Bam, and our takeoff mode is loaded in the system. That's where it should be. Flight director's already on for us. I am also going to make sure that we are on FMS for our navigation. There we go. Okay. Okay, so that looks good. And there's something else we'll do in a minute here. Let's see. Hold on. Get this up. Weather right there. Okay. Door's currently open, so we're going to go ahead now and we're going to close the door. The GPU is still attached, but we're going to go ahead and hit the APU control. If you watch right here, I'm about to hit start. Hold that in for a minute. Okay. See the numbers coming up there for the APU. That's good. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Okay. All right. We're at the point now where I'm going to take off the, I'm going to unlock the Gus. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. We are unlocked. Brian, would you get our put in a request for pushback and start?
I'll request pushback and start for us.
And GPU, let me make sure
Delta
GPU's coming
817
off.
requesting pushback and start. We have Lima.
Delta 817 push and start approved. Tail north.
GPU is not attached any longer.
Push and start approved. Tail north. Delta 817.
Got a busy airport? I think it is. And look at that little itty bitty plane right there in the middle of all those 737 Southwest jets. And oh, there's a mama. That might be an Airbus A340 right there with 4 engines. Pretty sure it is, yeah.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
It says there's a different version of better pushback. I'm not sure about that. All right, sterile cockpit. We're getting ready to push back from the gate.
Copy, Captain. We are preparing for pushback now and will bring your coffee with half and half and a pastry shortly.
Well, look at that. Thank you. That's constant memory. They have, so AI has constant memory. That's in continuity on SayInt engines. That's a setting. That's a feature enhancement. But when it's active, it remembers everything. It remembers everything. Brian, let's go ahead and we've got some downtime here. Let's do the takeoff briefing.
Sure, let's go over the takeoff briefing. We'll be departing from runway 33 left. We'll be flying the SOX 7 departure with an initial climb clearance to 5,000. Transition altitude is 18,000. After takeoff, we'll follow the SID profile with a left turn to heading 270, intercepting the SOX VOR, climbing to flight level 240. Weather at departure shows no significant weather expected en route. In the event of an engine failure below 400, we'll continue straight ahead and follow ATC instructions. Above 400, we'll follow the engine out SID procedure, climbing to 3000 before turning back. For any abnormalities or emergencies before V1, we'll reject the takeoff and apply maximum braking. After V1, we'll continue the takeoff, handle the emergency, and communicate with ATC. We have been cleared as filed. Squawk code is 4743, and departure frequency will be 118.25. We're configured for takeoff with flaps 5. I think we're ready to go, Captain.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
I didn't do that right. The APU right here, yes, when you're on the GPU, that one little white line is there. But on APU, that needs to be, we're in
Winching
a
strap and
dark
adapter in position.
cockpit.
Release parking brake when ready to start pushback.
This is a dark cockpit. I do kind of feel small around all these planes here. It's like, "Ee, how you doing? I'm a big boy." Yep.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
We're going for engine 2 start. And I like bringing that up because
Flight
it just
attendants,
gives me
prepare your
something
doors
to
for
know
departure,
by.
please. Cross-check and all call.
Okay.
Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on board your Delta flight. So in just a moment, we'll be showing you a brief presentation on the safety features of this aircraft. We kindly ask that you please direct your attention
Ladies
to
and
your
gentlemen,
monitors
welcome
and flight
aboard
attendants
Delta
if you have,
Airlines
even
Flight
if you are a frequent
817,
flyer. Thank you so
departing
much.
for Raleigh-Durham International Airport. Our estimated flight time is approximately 1 hour and 40 minutes. We kindly ask you
Welcome
to pay close
aboard,
attention to
and
the
thank
upcoming
you for
safety
choosing Delta
demonstration,
for
as it
100
contains
years and
important
counting.
information for everyone, even our frequent flyers.
Delta Airline.
Please fasten your seatbelts by
The health and
inserting
safety
metal
of our
tip into
customers
the
and crew
buckle, pulling
is
the
our
strap
number one
to tighten.
priority and the shared
Remember,
responsibility
your seatbelt
of everyone
must
on
be
board.
fastened whenever the
So,
seatbelt
before we
sign is
depart,
illuminated.
please pay attention to this
Return your
important
seat backs and
message.
tray tables
Stow
to the
all
upright
carry-on
position.
items in an
And please
overhead
open
bin
your window
and place
blinds for
smaller
takeoff
items
and
completely
landing.
under the seat in front of you.
Mobile phones and electronic devices must be set to flight mode, and
Larger
larger
electronic
devices should be
devices
securely
must be
stowed
placed in a
during
bag.
takeoff and landing.
Handheld portable electronic
Smoking,
devices, including mobile
e-cigarettes,
phones,
is
should also be
prohibited
secured.
anywhere on board, including
Keep the
lavatories.
aisles, exits, and bulkhead
Oxygen
areas
masks
clear.
will drop
If you
automatically
lose
as
an
needed.
electronic device in your
Pull the
seat,
mask firmly,
please do
place
not
it over
adjust
your
your
nose and
seat
mouth,
and ask a
and
crew
breathe
member for help.
Remember to secure your own mask
As we
before
leave the
assisting
gate,
others.
fasten your seatbelt by
Life
inserting the
vests are
metal tip
located
into the
under your seat
buckle
or between
and
Right.
adjusting the strap so
To
it's
use,
low and
pull it
tight
out.
across your lap.
Place it over
To
your head
release,
and
lift the top of the buckle.
Inflate it only
If your
after
seat
leaving
has a
the
shoulder
aircraft.
harness, attach the metal
Special
tip
life
to the
vests for
fitting
children
on the
are
belt.
available.
To release,
Floor-level
push the
lighting
metal
will
tip
guide you to
down.
Operation
the nearest
complete.
exit.
Stay
Parking
seated
brake.
with your seatbelt fastened when the
There are two
seatbelt sign
exits
is
in
on,
front and
and
two
keep
in
it
the rear of
fastened
the
whenever
aircraft.
you're seated in case
The
of
nearest
sudden
exit
rough
will
air.
be
Connecting tow.
behind you.
Stand
In the
by.
event
case
of
of
rough air, the
evacuation,
crew might also
please
need
leave
to
all
buckle
Right.
up for
personal
safety.
belongings behind.
We
Engines
appreciate your
are
understanding if
at
our
idle.
service is interrupted.
If any
APU is
electronic
going off.
Regulations require all passengers to comply with all crew members' instructions, along with the posted placards and lighted information signs
Notice
throughout
APU
the
is coming
cabin.
down
Thank you
here.
for your attention. and
Smoking,
we wish you a pleasant
vaping,
flight.
the use of e-cigarettes or any smokeless product, including chewing tobacco, is not allowed on any Delta flight. Federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying restroom smoke detectors.
There are 8 exits on this plane, 8 doors, 4 on each side.
Okay, now that we're up,
Connected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the
In
right.
the event of an
We'll see you next
evacuation,
time and have
leave
a
all
safe flight.
bags behind. Carry and baggage
we're going to
will
hit the
slow the
takeoff
evacuation.
configuration.
All exits are clearly marked with the green exit symbol. Locate the nearest exits and remember, they might be behind you. If we lose power, lights will illuminate the aisles to guide you to an exit.
It's unlikely, but if
Brian,
cabin pressure
you
changes,
can get our
oxygen masks will
taxi
drop from the
clearance.
panels above your seat and inside the lavatories. Reach up and pull a mask or streamer
request
down
taxi
to
clearance
start the
for
flow
us.
of oxygen. Remove any face covering and place the mask
There's
over
my
your
guy
nose and
showing
mouth.
us the pin.
Slip the elastic
Good
strap
job,
over
buddy.
your head and
Thank
adjust
you.
the mask if necessary. Breathe normally and note the oxygen is flowing, so don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case,
Life
Got
vests
it.
are in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat. To use, remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. Slip the vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist, attach it to the buckle in front, and adjust securely around your waist. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom, or manually inflate it by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. A water-activated light is attached to each vest.
Are
For
set to
children
9.
under 35 pounds, place the vest around their waist and secure the strap between the legs. See your safety card for more information. Additional life vests for in-lap children are in marked compartments at the front and rear of the plane. We'll distribute these vests if necessary.
Before takeoff, bring your seat to its upright position and stow your tray table, footrest, and leg rest. Be sure you fastened your seatbelt low and tight across your lap, carry-on items secured, and armrests are at resting position.
This is a
Or as
daytime,
otherwise
this is an
indicated on the
afternoon
placard
flight
in
out of
front
Boston.
you. If you have a suite door, ensure it's open. See placard instructions inside the suite door for opening instructions in case of emergency. Finally, take a moment to review the safety information card in your seat pocket.
As we finish our safety check, please let us know if you have any questions.
As we take off into the future, sit back and relax. And from all of our crew, thank you for flying with Delta, today and for the next 100 years.
I think that's a Dash 8.
17, cross runway 4 left, then continue taxi via Charlie, hold short of runway 4 right.
And he's going to take off in front of us.
Via Charlie, hold short of runway 4
I just,
right. Delta 817.
I didn't catch that. I'm the ERJ145, and I feel small in front of it next to a Dash 8. I feel like, I mean, well, it could look on the bright side. I'm not in the ERJ135. Really, itty bitty. So he's taxiing in the Air Canada. I just realized that he's taxiing in. He's not taxiing out. Yeah, he's taxiing in. Hey, get us clearance to cross the runway.
Runway 4 left.
We're cleared to cross runway 4 left, then continue via Charlie and hold short of runway 4 right.
If you say so.
Boston ground, Delta 817, cross runway 4 left, proceed on Charlie and hold short of runway 4 right.
All right, are we coming up on 4 right? Yeah, we need a hold here.
Delta 817, cross runway 4 right, then continue taxi via Charlie, hold short of runway 27.
Cross
You
runway
still
4
look.
right, continue taxi via Charlie, hold short of runway 27, Delta 817.
We learned that when we were 6 years old.
Approaching runway
Look
4
both ways
right.
before you cross. We get the cool runway here. Okay. This is runway.
Delta 817, cross runway 27, then continue taxi via Charlie.
Thank you.
Cross runway 27, then taxi via Charlie, Delta 817.
Approaching runway 27. Approaching runway 2 7.
Those are sailboats out there in the harbor. Okay. Yeah. Pretty sure they are. Nice. All right, while we're getting in position 2, I'm going to go ahead and hit my takeoff. We're set for takeoff. Okay. We got one coming in on approach there. Is that this? Are they coming in here? Yeah, they are. So we're not taking off yet. We're not taking off. We're waiting on them. Okay, we're at 3-3 left. I'm going to go ahead and put our emergency parking brake on. We're going to get our landing lights on. All other lights, yeah, we're good. I never set the emergency, or didn't arm the emergency light. We're good now. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the button for reset of our chronometer, and we're going to wait on him. I'm not landing. I'm not taking off until he lands. It looks like there's 6.6 miles behind him, but if you notice here, JetBlue's coming in kind of hot. So we're waiting on you, buddy. Those are coming awfully close. There's this one here is landing. I got one 5 miles back. I'll make sure he's clear of the runway. Let's see already. He's already 4.4 miles. Yeah, they're gonna hold me. They're not gonna. They're okay. Technically, my air ATC doesn't see traffic global, so they wouldn't know. So we're gonna be careful though. And there's a break. So this one coming in that's about 3.5 miles out on final has a Delta Airlines behind him that's about 9 miles out. So that would give us time to safely depart. Okay, we're already set. Our takeoff is set. Our chronometers are already set. Flaps are set to 9. We're ready for departure. Okay. Brian, we have one about 2 miles out on final coming in on our runway. We're going to wait before asking for clearance for him to land.
All right, we'll wait for the aircraft on final to land before requesting clearance.
He's on 1 mile final.
Delta 817 holding short of runway 33 left, awaiting traffic on final to land before requesting clearance.
Delta 817, runway 33 left, winds 310 at 8, gusting 19er, fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
I think you cut it kind of close, buddy. Okay, we're going to go ahead and line up.
Runway 33 left, cleared for takeoff, fly runway heading, Delta 817.
Approaching runway 33 left.
All right, we're straight up here. I've got heading bug for our runway.
On runway 33
And
left remaining.
We're gonna
8,000
push for takeoff throttle.
Feet.
First click, second click. $80 knots.
On runway 33 left remaining. 6,700 feet.
Anyone? Rotating. Positive rate of climb. Gear up. Wind looks good. Really good. Flight level change, climb thrust.
3 left.
Should hold there. Yeah.
Delta 817, contact Boston departure on 133.0.
Contact Boston departure on 133.0. Delta 817.
We just did an XP map enhancements update. Looks like it looks good.
Left heading 225, direct cruise when able, then as filed. Delta 817. Delta 817, climb and maintain flight level 220. Climb and maintain flight level 220. Delta 817.
Speed got out of control for a minute there, and I think it's because I got to 5,000, the climb and maintain height, and when I was there, I did not, I had not cut my throttle back correctly, and so that's on me.
Delta 817, climb and maintain flight level 250. Climb and maintain flight level 250. Delta 817.
250. I will say this plane kicks on like its climb and its speed. Really good. Not sure why I've got the extra horsepower today. Speed. I was checking my winds. Yeah, things looks good. We're at about a 2,200 feet per minute climb, easily holding 240 knots. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruising altitude, we'd like to extend a special thank you to each of you and a welcome back to our SkyMile members and Million Milers. Your business and loyalty are greatly appreciated by the entire Delta family. For your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case you experience any unexpected rough air.
We appreciate your patience.
We ask that you also
Thank you
please
for
remember
flying
to use
Delta
caution
Airlines,
if opening
and we
the
hope you
overhead
enjoy your
bins
flight.
to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff. We've now reached an altitude where it's safe to use approved electronic devices, and a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, it will be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee, water juices, a variety of complimentary snacks, as well as a selection of our fresh meat items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class and Delta Comfort Plus passengers, as well as available for purchase for the main cabin. A complete listing of available beverages, as well as of our fresh eats items, can be found in the menus in your seat pocket. Please be reminded that Delta accepts only major credit or debit cards for onboard purchases of beverages and snacks. However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card to save 15% and earn double miles on all Delta purchases. For your enjoyment, each seat is equipped with
Hey,
your own
good
personal
job.
entertainment
Good
system.
job, Blaine.
On it, you can view a selection of complimentary as well as on-demand TV shows, movies, and music. You will find that this screen will work best with just a light tap of your fingertip. Feel free to use your own headsets. Otherwise, if you do need a headset, just let a flight attendant know they are yours complimentary for this and any future Delta flights.
I don't know what's different, but if I'm checking if winds are different on this flight, because well, we got a 31 knot wind there, but we're at a steady 270 knots. It just seems to really be holding its speed so easy. And usually I don't experience that with this model. Maybe I ought not to complain. Check our route. Everything looks good. We're on the SOX departure. Looks good. Okay.
Delta 817, climb and maintain flight level 340. Climb and maintain flight level 340. Delta 817. Center, Delta 817. Good evening, climbing through 17,000 for flight level 340.
Delta 817, Boston Center, good evening.
Altimeter to standard, 18,000. We cross 18,000. That's our transition. We are climbing to 4,000.
losing altitude, and the cabin crew will begin the snack and beverage service shortly. We have some delightful options for you today, including our popular mixed nuts and a selection of refreshing beverages. After the service, selected items from the Delta Airlines shop will also be available for you to browse. Thank you for flying with us, and we hope you enjoy your time in the air.
We are over the water. In fact, we'll be over the water for until we're back toward trying to think here. Until we come back into North Carolina. We'll see a lot of water here for a bit. It's all right. We've only been up in the air for 22 minutes, and time flies. Okay, we're on LNAV right now. We're on altitude hold, and we've got our throttle set. I'm watching that throttle because I have just a little bit there. We're at about 259 knots, but I have to adjust the throttle in little small increments because it can sometimes get away. Yeah, we'll come back a little bit more.
Delta 817, about 10 minutes ago, we had an aircraft report light to moderate turbulence between flight level 340 and flight level 310.
We'll be all right. Okay, so we're going to be coming into RDU, 5 left, if nothing changes. And I'm reading the chart now. So I want to see. So we have a 109.10 is our nav. So we get 109.10. Just messed up my I lost my four 743. So we want 109.10. Okay, got it in. Still learning a little bit on the ILS part, but it's a fun aircraft to fly, hand fly in. It's very, just a great feeling aircraft. I can keep my speed in check here and still keep it steady.
Hi, Captain Good. Would you like anything to drink or a small snack while we're cruising?
I'll have the usual, please.
Understood, Captain. I will bring your coffee with half and half and a pastry now.
Whoop whoop. All right, looks good. Waypoint Orca. Actually, we're past Orca at Rifle. No, we're about to hit Huffy, Rifle. Steady 340. Our speed is, you know what? Where's my speed? Millie, what is the maximum speed of the ERJ145?
The maximum speed of the ERJ145 is approximately 450 knots. However, keep in mind that operational limits can vary based on weight and altitude. Always refer to the aircraft's operating manual for specific performance data.
We're 413 miles outside of Raleigh, quite a ways from top of descent. We can find our top of descent if we go to progress and page 2 of progress. And here you see it says we're 245 nautical miles from top of descent. And there's also where we have our gross weight, all of our good numbers. So that's a good reference page. So that's progress, page 2. We'll leave it there for now.
Captain, I'll have your coffee with half and half and pastry delivered shortly. Just wanted to check in on that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Captain. I'll have your coffee with half and half and pastry delivered shortly. Captain, your coffee with half and half and pastry will be ready shortly. Just wanted to check in on that. How's the flight going for you?
Delta 817, contact Boston Center on 125.575.
Switching to Boston Center on 125.575, Delta 817.
Thank you, Captain.
Boston Center, Delta 817. Good evening, maintaining flight level 340.
Delta 817, Boston Center, good evening. Delta 817, contact Washington Center on 121.025.
Contacting Washington Center on 121.025, Delta 817. Washington Center, Delta 817. Good evening, with you, flight level 340.
Delta 817, Washington Center, good evening.
Drop of descent is 145 nautical miles from us. And I think we can go ahead and get our information together. We're good. Do landing performance. Winds at arrival. Where are they? Do something right there. How long? There's something I'm not doing right. Okay, it's open airport. Weather. It's not a lot of information they're putting in. Okay, they changed it up on me. Wait, that's not the information I want. That's real. How about say intentions? They changed the format. That was it. So altimeter is 29 or 89. Weight is going to be 39. We're going to give it about 39,500. And winds are calm. And we're in great shape. Okay, now, all right, now I've got someone I've got to take care of now. How we doing? Let's see here. We're about 240 knots, 83 miles from top of descent. $251 miles from Raleigh. Those look really good, like the brush stroked stainless steel. It just looks really good. I don't think those work. No, they don't. You know, even though this is a much more simple aircraft, like the cabin area doesn't have a whole lot of amenities, it's nice. It really is a nice aircraft. I'm trying to think what flight it was that the elevators just left the aircraft. Something broke off or something. It was hopeless for the pilots that way. I know it's not realistic. Something I do that I'm not changing, but I do like the pop outs. I do like having that heads up display kind of scenario. I like being able to see those. All right, we're 56 in on this flight, and we're already very close. All right, we're 50 miles outside of top of descent. Brian, let's do a descent and approach briefing.
Sure, let's go over the descent and approach briefing. We'll be arriving at Raleigh on runway 5 left using the ILS approach. We'll be flying the Tackle 3 arrival. Transition level is 18,000 feet. After the star, we'll intercept the ILS to runway 5 left. Weather at arrival shows winds calm, visibility 10, few clouds at 7,000 feet. In the event of a missed approach, we'll follow the published missed approach procedure. Squawk code remains 4743, and approach frequency will be 124.905. We'll configure for landing with flaps 30. Final approach speed will be 135 knots. I think we're ready for the arrival, Captain.
Agreed. Frequency for ILS is 109.10.
The ILS frequency for runway 5 left at Raleigh is 109.10. We'll use that for the approach.
Alright, our gross weight's down to about 39,871. Do we need to update our gross weight on our approach? Let me see here. 39. Yeah, I think we do. I'm going to adjust our weight to 39000. And we're going to compute that. And I'll send that to the BFD. Okay. It's small update, but I just feel like we need to pad that in about another 8. Maybe we'll burn about another 850 pounds of fuel. Might be a little bit more. We'll see. It's just on when you're descending. It's you're not burning as much. Go back to idle.
Washington Center on 135.275.
Contacting Washington Center on 135.275. Delta 817. Washington Center, Delta 817. Good evening at flight level 340. Delta 817, Washington Center.
I think if we had complete families that came, that would change.
I'll request descent clearance for the Tackle 3 arrival.
Washington Center, Delta 817, requesting descent clearance for the Tackle 3 arrival. Delta 817, descent via Tackle 3 to 6,000, Jai transition into Raleigh. Altimeter 29er89er. Tackle 3 to 6,000, die transition into Raleigh. Altimeter 29er89er, Delta 817.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have left our cruising altitude and have started our approach to Raleigh-Durham International Airport. Please return to your seats, stow your tray tables, and fasten your seat belts. The use of lavatories is now not allowed. Thank you for your cooperation.
minutes. Please prepare the cab for arrival.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent. At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your seatbelt. And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please begin to restow them at this time. Please check around your seating area and the seat pocket in front of you for any cups, glasses, or other articles you wish to discard. And kindly hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle. Thank you so much. We should be landing in approximately 15 to 20 minutes.
We're 157 miles outside of Raleigh. We've been cleared down to 6,000. That's crazy. That's fine. Rate of descent is 2,000 feet per minute currently. And I could actually go back to a my own rate of descent. And let's see here, what can we do here? And we're going to cut back to 1,500 feet per minute. Right, we're at a rate of about 1,500 feet per minute. I like our nose, which says our hair nose down. It's comfortable. Maybe slow it down some more. Just brought it back to 1,200 feet per minute. What is that?
Delta 817, contact Norfolk approach on 125.7. Contacting Norfolk approach on 125.7, Delta 817. Norfolk approach, Delta 817. Good evening, 15,000 for 6,000.
Delta 817, Norfolk approach. Good evening, Raleigh altimeter 2989er. Expect the ILS runway 5 left approach into Raleigh. And have you got information, Romeo?
Raleigh altimeter 2989er. Expecting ILS runway 5 left approach. Delta 817.
liking this pace right now. So we're at 128 miles out. Steady, slow, steady pace. I don't feel like we're rushing to get down. And I'm going to cut back to 1,000 feet per minute. How do you say we'll do a little bit more? Go about 800 feet per minute. Once again, this is because I don't have VNAV. I have no VNAV. This is an ERJ145. I have flight level change, which is set at 2,000 feet per minute. That's it. It's not calculating the distance to the ground. It's just saying I'm going at 2,000 feet per minute. And then when I get to 10,000, I'm going to drop it down to 1,000 feet per minute. And that's it. That's all it does. So for us, we can control it a little bit more. So like right now we're at about 800 feet per minute, slow, steady descent, and into Raleigh. So it just makes it easier, and that way we're going down to 6,000 feet. Just don't want to get there too soon. I prefer not to. But we're cleared down to 6,000. Landing lights are coming up. Our frame rate, everything's going really well on this aircraft. I like that. And I think it's excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now beginning our final approach into Raleigh. Please turn off all electronic devices and stow them until we arrive at the gate. Kindly return your tray tables to their upright position and ensure your seat backs are also upright. Make sure your seatbelt is fastened. The weather in Raleigh is currently clear with a temperature of 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you for your cooperation as we prepare for landing.
Just hit 10,000. So, our flight plan actually tells me that it wanted us at 17,000 at or above at Doyas. I think we blew through that. I mean, I'm doing what we're told, but we should have. If we were on VNAV, it would have actually stopped for us. And so that's on me. I got egg on my face for that. Okay. Even at tackle has 10,000 at or above. So we should have abided by those. That would be a phone call. That would be a phone call. For us, it's just going to be a hand slap, but right now, but that would have been a bad thing. Okay, so straight in for Raleigh now. We're going to transition to autos, which is our transition. That's our final to final. We come in. We're 100 miles, we're just breaking the 100-mile barrier from the runway. Technically we're farther because we're actually going to come past the airport and transition onto autos for final. Weather is perfect, and with winds calm at the airport. The only person who can screw this up is the pilot in this case. About to even out at 6,000. We're 1,000 out from that, and monitor our speed here. Make sure we keep our speed where it needs to be. I'm not asking for anything. We're about 68 miles from the airport. We'll be passing by the airport. It'll be on our right to set up for our downwind to base leg to final.
Delta 817, contact Raleigh approach on 124.905.
Contacting Raleigh approach on 124.905, Delta 817. Raleigh approach, Delta 817. Good evening, maintaining 6,000.
Delta 817, Raleigh approach. Good evening, Raleigh altimeter 29er 89er.
29er 89er, got it.
Altimeter 29er 89er, Delta 817.
Our actual ground speed right now is 256 knots. About 320 miles per hour. Our approach flaps will be 22. Weather's really nice out there. Like I said, XP map enhancement just had a big update, and it's loaded now, so we should, I don't know, see what it adds down on the ground. And then of course Sim Heaven's loaded on here, but nothing fancy there, but still it looks great. The clouds, the atmosphere looks good. Looks good. We're an hour and 33 minutes in from Boston, and already we're in the Raleigh-Durham area. Right, we're 52 miles out. Let's see. Miles outside of Raleigh. Like I said, we'll be coming past the airport and then on our downwind. Let's get a look at our... And we're still in great shape right now. Auto, let me see. At Auto, actually, we'll be at 6,000 at Auto, and then from there we'll start our step down. A little correcting turn there. We're about 235 knots. And our VREF for approach will be about, it will be 135 will be my target, 135 at flaps 22. And just using it. Autopilot, yaw damper, LNAV, altitude, right there. So. Small correcting turn coming here. Seasick. we're almost to Stint, which is the last of our route, and then that'll take us to our transition, which will be auto. Probably end up going straight for a bit, like stay on the same heading.
Delta 817, turn right heading 240, vectors for the ILS runway 5 left approach, speed below 210 knots.
Right heading 240, vectors for the ILS runway 5 left approach, speed below 210 knots. Delta 817.
Delta 817, descend and maintain 3000.
Descend and maintain 3000, Delta 817.
Left heading 240.
Left heading 240, Delta 817.
All right, we have no ATC. I killed. You know what? I may be able to bring it back. I'm not saying. Listen, let me try to bring it back. I was testing to see what was causing my issue. You know what? I'm not going to bring it back. We got this flight back. I'm excited about that. I'm not pushing it. We're good. We're good. Okay. Everything else should be good. Okay, so we're about to make a right turn onto our base leg, which will take us to autos, and then from autos we'll start stepping down. Right, so here we go. I'm going to put autos up here. Hit nav. Drop down to 210 for our speed. I didn't mean to do that. Go back to nav. Right, so we're coming up here. We're on our base leg right here. We're about to make a right turn on the final. I'm going to drop us down to 5,000. Laps are at 9 or 1 or 9. See if he makes the turn like he's supposed to here. I've got it on nav. Let me do this. Okay, he's passing. Bowl is 4,000, so they'll take it down one more. We're 14 miles out from the airport. They're 200 knots, and we're going to bring speed back a little bit. And once we get to the bowl waypoint, it's all about just steady and stable. One push to sync. Okay, we're synced. All right, we're 14 miles out. Approach is active. We're at 9 flaps 9 right now. We're already at 181. I see the glide scope coming in. Let's see if it captures. I've got my everything set correctly. I do. And okay, there we go. And it did. Which means bring it down some more. We're going to school. Gears down. Heck, I'm going to go ahead and set that to 2,000. We are 8 miles out. We're at 3,500 feet right now. It's descending at a rate of 800 feet per minute. Flaps are being set to 22. You have it captured. And we are 4.3 miles out. 1,000 feet per minute descent. I know I have to slow down, but we may end up having to do a go around if we continue.
Approaching minimum. Minimum. 100.
I did have a stall there for a minute. I did. We're at 312 heading right now. We're going back to bowl and coming back again. Watching our speed. We're at 9, flaps 9 right now. And approach is active. Up.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
What if I were to go to nav here? Okay, we're on flaps 22. We're on the ILS, and we're actually, I think we're lined up, but we'll see. We'll see. I had to hit the course heading. Okay, simple enough. All right, should be lined up. We're at 2,000 at we pass, so let's see if we capture. Yeah, I see it coming into us. Okay. If this is the case, we get some bogus information from Millie about landing. Okay, there, bam. We've got the ILS, we captured. Gears down. I'm not setting flaps to 45. They're trying to get me to set flaps to 45. I'm not doing it. That's from there. I already know what I want. I've said I've already calculated everything out for 22. Okay, so we're good. Oh, but we are too fast. We're at 165 right now, still slowing. Well, let's bleed off some more speed. Go 155, 150. Yeah, here we are. Right, just right.
Autopilot.
My aircraft.
$100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
letting the engines do their work.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the captain has parked the aircraft at the gate and turned off the seatbelt sign. This will be your one and only indication that it's safe for you to get up and move about the cabin. Please be reminded to use caution when opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during landing. You may now use your mobile phones and other handheld electronic devices while we taxi to the gate. However, your laptop computers and larger electronics must remain stowed. We invite you to visit delta.com for all your future travel needs, including checking in for a flight and managing your SkyMiles account. If any of you should have questions regarding ground transportation, baggage claim, or any other information, a Uniform Delta agent meeting this flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. On behalf of Delta Sky Team, our global partners, and flight crew, we'd like to thank you all for flying with us. We've enjoyed having you on board and look forward to the opportunity to serve you once again. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening. Flight attendants, prepare doors for arrival, please. Cross-check and all call.
All right, we learned something about missing a turn, didn't we? No, we didn't. Or missing the approach. See how to capture. I do. I think I understand. There's a piece I was just had bad information. Good. Yeah. We're not going to go to the gate. I know, bad decorum, but I'm going to go ahead and put a brake on. We're going to put a GPU in place. We're on GPU power. We're going to turn engines off. Right. And I'm going to end this flight. May or may not get an okay or an auto approval because I had some speeding under 10,000. Okay. All right. Here we are. We go to replay. I'm going to see here. Kill the cockpit cam. Go to the tower. I don't think there's really anything to write home about, but I think it really is a cool shot. Okay, so we're going to take that off. Let's back that up just a little bit. And let it track. I did float quite a bit there, and I could have done a go around, but yeah, gotcha. Any other views before I go? Let me see here. And that's it for this flight. Been better, but it was a good fun. I think that was a good fun flight. All right, let's stop this.